Coming up on the June edition of Catawba Communities, we visit one last time with Hickory Public Schools Superintendent Dr. Walter Hart before he retires in July. City of Hickory Manager Mick provides updates on the Hickory Bonds and the Deirdre Lackey Memorial Park. And the City of Newton has a new fire station. Take a behind-the-scenes tour with Chief Kevin Yoder. It's the June edition of Catawba Communities, and it starts now.
The family-friendly Hickory Original Music Experience, the Sales Music Series, continues in downtown Hickory at the Sales on the Square each Friday night in June from 6 to 8 p.m. The lineup includes River Wireless, June 12th, Joe Hertler and the Rainbow Seekers, June 19th, and Caroline Rose on June 26th. For a complete list of performers, visit hickorync.gov. This season's series would not be possible without the support from Bob Sinclair, Renaissance Financial, Old Hickory Brewery, Silent P Designs, and Larry's Music and Sound.
Hello, I'm Walter Hart, Superintendent of the Hickory Public Schools in Hickory, North Carolina.
And I'm Beverly Snowden, the district's Public Information Officer. Our taping today will be the last taping with Catawba Communities to include our school superintendent, Dr. Walter Hart. Dr. Hart, after serving North Carolina Public Schools for 3 decades, is retiring. However, his retirement does not mean that his days will be spent in a rocking chair. In fact, Dr. Hart is taking a new teaching leadership position with Winthrop University, and we wish him the very best. As we come to the end of the school year, it is fitting to reflect on some of our accomplishments.
My service with the Hickory Public Schools has been rewarding as I've watched our district grow in several areas. But let me be clear, this is not about me, but about we. Every employee, every student, and every supporter of the Hickory Public Schools helps this district to move forward. Our growth is a group effort demonstrated by dedicated employees from the maintenance crew and child nutrition to clerical staff and classroom teachers. Of course, our students are at the top of the list, and that's why we're here. And we appreciate the many volunteers who have truly made a difference in the lives of our students. We're thankful to all.
So let's take a look down memory lane. Dr. Hart and his wife Laura were welcomed to Hickory Public Schools 4 years ago with a community reception. Dr. Hart discovered that we have an active community representing Hickory and Catawba County as a huge crowd came out to welcome our new superintendent.
And since that time, across the district, our students and staff have achieved excellence in the academics, the arts, and athletics, which we refer to as the Triple A's. The Hickory Public Schools is a diverse school district. We're proud of our heritage and our diversity. Of the 4,400 students, 1,000 speak a language other than English, representing nearly 30 countries from across the globe. Our district partners with the University of North Carolina at Charlotte. We're partnering with Dr. Chance Lewis from the university to improve minority achievement at every grade level.
And it seems to be working. For example, we had a 46% decrease in out-of-school suspensions involving African American students just this past year. Graduation rates for all students have increased, with the largest gains among African American students. Last year, test scores for all groups of students increased.
The graduation rate of Hickory Public Schools is the highest in the history of our district. Our graduation rate was 83.9% for the 2013-14 school year, compared to 5 years ago at 74.3%.
At the same time, the dropout rate for Hickory Public Schools is the lowest in our history at 2.84%. Our dropout rate dropped by 10% from the previous year.
Our faculties and staff members have shared some contributing factors to the growth of all student groups: relationship building and a culture of caring, after hours and extended learning programs, the Oveus Bullying Prevention Program, Capturing Kids' Hearts, online learning opportunities for enhanced academics, and the Hickory Career and Arts Magnet School with its 8 specialized arts and technical career academies that appeal to student interests. And on a special note, the Hickory Public Schools high school students continue to score above state and national averages with the SAT college entrance exam. As part of the AAA approach, the arts programs at Hickory Public Schools continue to flourish. Theater performances at both of our high schools, band, chorus, visual arts, and even orchestra provide students with an avenue to excel in the arts. The athletic program rounds off our AAA schools, with student athletes excelling on the field and in the classroom. Our student athletes have won local, regional, and state conference titles, and of course our women's basketball team, led by Coach Barbara Helms, won the state championship this year.
As we continue to reflect on this past year, we are happy to share some significant events. In appreciation to the Commissioners of Catawba County and County Manager Tom Lundy, the Hickory Public Schools built a new elementary school. The new Longview Elementary School opened this past fall, on time and under budget. The children deserve this new facility filled with the latest technology.
I also want to recognize the Hickory Public Schools Board of Education. Our 7-member board, chaired by Reginald Hamilton and vice-chaired by Charlotte Williams, is unwavering in its dedication and support of our programs, maintaining their vision to provide excellence in education to all students. Other board members include Sally Johnson, Margaret Pope, Amy Monroe, Julie Carell, and Atylee Carson. I also want to thank School Board Attorneys Jeff Mackey, who served for the past 20 years, and new School Board Attorney Stephen Palmer.
Northview Middle School, under the leadership of Principal Stephanie DeShavi, was selected to receive the 2015 Lighthouse School Award from the North Carolina Association for Supervision and Curriculum Development. The Lighthouse Award is presented annually to 3 schools from throughout North Carolina that have furthered student achievement in innovative and creative ways. In addition, Northview Middle School was selected as a national school to watch, serving as one of the nation's model schools. Northview is one of only 400 middle schools from across the nation ever to be selected for this prestigious national award.
The technology department, led by Jeff Tice, is on the right path with implementation of technology-rich classrooms. Today, a can-do spirit surrounds technology integration in the Hickory Public Schools. Despite budget challenges, the Hickory Public Schools system has initiated several important technology initiatives, which include the eLeader Academy, the Matching Funds Program, one-to-one technology at the Hickory Career and Arts Magnet School, Education Well-Crafted grants through the Education Foundation, and technology awareness activities. This past November, I had the honor of attending the Future Ready Superintendent Summit at the White House in Washington, D.C. As one of 100 superintendents who were selected from across the nation, I was honored to listen to President Obama address the need for advanced technology in today's classrooms. Arnie Duncan, the Secretary of the U.S. Department of Education, also spoke at the event, which was held in the East Room at the White House.
The Hickory Public Schools Education Foundation officially kicked off with a recent award of 9 grants. Several community leaders have volunteered their time and expertise to guide the Foundation Board of Directors in establishing strategic goals designed to serve our teachers and students. We look forward to the continued growth of the Hickory Public Schools Education Foundation and the community's active support.
We've also taken great pleasure in working closely with alumni from the historic Ridgeview High School, which closed in 1966. This past year, we celebrated the 50th anniversary of the Ridgeview Panthers' 1964 football team. This team will always be known as the Untouchables, the team that held all opponents scoreless throughout the season. Continued growth, expansion of facilities, and offering the best opportunities to our students is not always easy. With state and federal budget cuts during recent years, the Hickory Public Schools has operated on an extremely challenging budget. However, our top priority remains we will continue to do all that is possible within the limited means to serve all children, our greatest resource. I am sincerely appreciative of our bus drivers, maintenance crew, cafeteria workers, nurses, teacher assistants, social workers, office staff, volunteers, families, and community organizations, businesses, and individuals. Thank you for your support during my term as superintendent, and we greatly appreciate your continued support of our students. Hickory Public Schools is a high-achieving school district. Our students are growing, developing skills, and building a foundation for their future.
We could only share a brief sampling of the multiple accomplishments that have occurred during the last 4 years under the leadership of our superintendent, Dr. Walter Hart. But before he leaves, we certainly want to thank Dr. Walter Hart for his excellent leadership and his dedication to Hickory Public Schools, all of the children and our families. We wish you the very best in your future endeavors, certainly going on to Winthrop University and the opportunity to spend more time with your family. But thank you, Dr. Hart, for all that you've done for Hickory Public Schools.
Well, thank you very much. Hickory's a special place, and it's full of special people, and I'm very honored to have served as superintendent here. I want to say thank you to this entire community, to our teachers, our parents, our administrators, and our students for your support of all of our schools. And I remind folks that in the Hickory Public Schools, it's always about extending excellence to every child, every day. Thank you.
They grow up so fast. Keeping up with their changes can be tough. You can't protect them from everything, but you can protect them with the vaccines they need. Talk to your healthcare provider about your child's specific immunization needs, including any new or required vaccines, and get your child up to date, especially before school starts. Vaccines can help keep your kids healthy, no matter how quickly they grow up. For more information, visit catawbacountync.gov/phealth.
Hi, I'm Alex Frick with the City of Newton, here at the new Newton Fire Department headquarters on South Brady Avenue. The old fire headquarters were built in 1958, and our firefighters are excited to be moving into this new facility. We're going to step inside and take a tour with Chief Kevin Yoder to get a behind-the-scenes look at the new Newton Fire Department headquarters. Hi, Chief Yoder, how are you?
Hi, Alex. How are you doing today?
I'm doing well. This is Fire Chief Kevin Yoder with the Newton Fire Department. This is a great new building. Are you excited to be moving in?
We are. Thank you, Alex. It is, and we got moved in about a month ago, and we're just excited to have the new facilities, and it's a big change from where we were before.
Absolutely. Just looking around at this beautiful lobby, you can tell it's a lot different than your current situation at the old headquarters.
Absolutely. When folks come into the building, they'll be greeted by a receptionist that actually will sit here behind the counter, and then we've got access to both sides of the building. Down the right and down the left side, our fire marshal and fire inspector's office are located down the right side, and our for training facilities and conference rooms, and then the bulk of our offices is down the left side, which is all access controlled. So if you don't mind, we'll walk through the building and I'll show you around.
Excellent. Let's take a look.
Very good. As I said before, the main part of the building is access controlled. The outside of the bay is access controlled as well. Our firefighters, when they come back in for calls after hours, can get into the building either through their city ID card, or they can use their access code by entering it into the card access, come into the building, and get into the fire trucks to respond after hours. So this is all of the offices down through here. On the right side are our battalion chief's offices, which are our shift supervisors of A, B, and C shift. At the other facility, they all shared an office. So at this facility, they each have their own office where they can maintain their personnel files, their training files, and other things that they need to operate their shift. Other offices down the left side are my office, the deputy chief's office, and then the captain's office. The captains are the officers on each one of our engines, and they've got direct access into the engine bay. That's the only office that has a door that goes out to where the equipment's located.
All right, so you definitely have much more space here than you did in the old headquarters.
Absolutely. It's about 3 times the size of the old facility. It was somewhere in the neighborhood of 6,000 to 7,000 square feet, and this one's right at 20,000 square feet.
So this will give you some room to grow.
Gives us room to grow and should serve the city for the next 100 years, we hope. This room here will be equipped with strength and cardiovascular equipment. We'll have some treadmills, stair climbers, and free weights. It's a National Fire Protection Association requirement that firefighters have 45 minutes a day of cardiovascular training, 45 minutes a day of strength training to help them stay in shape. As most folks know, heart attacks is the #1 cause of line-of-duty deaths for firefighters. I think 55% of line-of-duty deaths each year are caused by heart attacks for firefighters, so they've got an area that they can stay in shape and comply with our fitness standards. This is the day room where the firefighters can relax after hours. They've got a television that they're able to watch after 5 p.m. after all the training and station duties are done for the day. We were fortunate that some of our furnishings were donated to us. The furnishings in this room here were actually donated to us by a local industry, Bassett Furniture on 20th Street in Newton. Donated that to us for this building and our Station 2 as well. They did a makeover about a year or two ago and donated kitchen table and sofa for that building, and approached us about doing the same thing for this facility. Of course, these are the public restrooms for folks that are here for training exercises, which is something that we didn't have at our other facility. There was one bathroom there for everyone, the public to use and the staff to use as well. This building has a huge training facility in it that will be able to train as many as 75 to 80 people at one time, or it can be divided into 2 training rooms that'll train somewhere in the neighborhood of 30 to 35 people in each room. There are LED monitors where we can project PowerPoint presentations, show videos, live fire training exercises, things of that nature, and it's a lot better accommodations than we had at the other facility. Before, we were basically having to do our training between City Hall. The library was very good to let us use their facilities. We use the Expo in Newton on occasion, and use the police complex on occasion to do some of our training exercises. And as we come back through here, you can see where the firefighters' kitchen and dining facilities are. They're here 24 hours a day. They cook meals here, breakfast, lunch, and dinner. We've got the ability for all of them to sit down and have a meal. They can cook, they can store their food. We've got pantries where each of the shifts can store their food. They stock these cabinets and, you know, sometimes have food for months at a time. So.
And you have a full commercial kitchen here.
Full commercial kitchen with a hood system and a fire suppression system. One of the things that we think is really neat is if the firefighters have a fire while they're cooking, they've got an emergency button here that they hit that button and it kills all the power and all the gas in the building, so they don't have to worry about anything either burning or catching on fire while they're going to an incident.
Safety first.
That's right. As we walk down the hallway here, this is where the firefighters' sleeping quarters are. There are 5 bedrooms. Each of the bedrooms has 3 beds and 6 lockers. There are 5 on duty at a time at this station, but we can sleep as many as 15 unless we install bunks, and then in that case we could double the capacity. We currently have 48 firefighters on the roster. And each of the rooms is the same with 3 beds and 6 lockers. To the left, there are the staff bathrooms and showers. They've got 2 large showers in each of the facilities, men's and women's, and they're mirror images of one another.
So this will become a home away from home.
Home away from home for the firefighters. You got to think, they live a third of their life here. They probably spend more time at the fire station than they spend at home. Alex, and as we walk out into the engine bay, you can see where all of our apparatus is kept and stored. All of our lighting is zone controlled, so we can control all of the lights at once or individually turn on lights by section or by room. Every one of the offices, day room, bedrooms, all have occupancy lighting in the rooms, which is an energy saving feature. When the building or the room is unoccupied for 15 minutes, the lights turn off. So when you enter a room, they come on. When you exit the room, after a period of time, the lights will cut off and saves us energy.
This building was engineered to save energy and to save the taxpayers money.
Correct, correct. We engineered the doors much larger than we had at our other facility. As you'll recall, the old station, we couldn't even house our ladder truck there because the doors were too short. They didn't build trucks that would fit under those low 10-foot doors. Well, here all of the doors are 14 wide by 14 tall, so we don't think that they're ever going to build fire trucks that aren't going to fit in this facility.
What are some of the features in these bays that you are looking forward to having that you hadn't had before?
We have a diesel exhaust recovery system here. Each one of the trucks is connected to a system called Plymavent that takes all of the diesel exhaust from the trucks, it runs it through a filtration system, and then out into the atmosphere through the roof. The other thing that we've got incorporated here that we didn't have at the other building is safety features on the doors. When I open the doors, you'll see the red light will flash, and it will flash until the door reaches the fully open position. Once it reaches the fully open position, the green light will come on, indicating that it's okay for the fire truck to proceed out of the door. Once the fire trucks leave the building, that door will stay open for 5 minutes. After 5 minutes, it'll give a 1-minute pre-warning. The red light will flash, letting you know that in 60 seconds that door is going to come down. And then after 60 seconds, the door starts down and then the light's cut off. So when the firefighters leave for a call, they don't even have to worry about closing the doors. They worry about responding to the incident. The doors close automatically. Alex, this room here is where the firefighters clean their gear at. We've got commercial washing and drying equipment in here where they can decontaminate and clean their firefighter turnout gear that they use to enter burning dwellings. The added advantage we've got to this facility is that they can dry the gear in an installed gear drying system that dries the gear over a slower period of time and doesn't reduce the flame resistancy of the gear. And you can see here in this cabinet, it will hold as many as 6 sets of turnout gear at a time. They hang the gear in the drying unit, close the doors, and it is a warm air circulating system. Just slowly dries the gear and keeps from damaging the flame resistancy of it.
So this keeps our firefighters safer and it saves needing to replace the gear.
That's right. Prolongs the life of the turnout gear. These sets of gear have a 10-year life expectancy to them, and when they're exposed to heat and flame daily, then oftentimes it's difficult for us to get 10 years out of it, but if we can do our best to extend that life as much as possible, it saves money over the life.
So this is a beautiful building. Tell me a little bit about what the firefighters did to make it look so great.
Well, they helped on the inside of the building with running all of the coax cabling for the television systems and our communication systems. They also did the landscaping. All of the grass and the shrubbery and the mulch was an effort between our recreation department, our grounds maintenance department, and the firefighters. They came in and planted bushes and put out the mulch and the grass, actually even installed the irrigation system, and I think enjoyed just taking a part in the construction of the facility.
Excellent. Well, thank you for giving us a tour today.
Thank you, Alex.
I'm happy that you're moved into the new facility, and I know your firefighters are enjoying it.
Absolutely.
And can the public come by and see this?
Yes, anytime. We do tours for school groups, elementary schools, daycares, or just anyone from the general public that would like to come through and go through the building. Thank
you, Chief Yoder. And for more information about the City of Newton and the new fire department, visit newtonnc.gov.
The City of Newton will be opening the city swimming pool on Saturday, June 13th. Public swimming times are Monday through Saturday 1 to 6 p.m. and Thursday evening 6 to 8. For frequent swimmers, punch passes are available for the entire season. The pool is available for private parties on the weekend, and daycares, summer camps, and clubs are welcome during the week. For more information or to make a reservation, call the Newton City Recreation Center at 695-4317 or online at newtonnc.gov.
If you remember, a few months ago, we were here at Geithner Park, and we were here with City Manager Mick talking about the Hickory Bonds as well as the Lackey Project, which is the Deidre Lackey Memorial Park. And we are back here again to do an update on this park as well as the bonds. Hi Mick, thank you for being here.
Thanks.
Well, do you want to tell us a little bit about this project specifically and what is slated for this, as well as an update on the bond project?
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you.
You're welcome.
So as you mentioned, we're here at Rotary Geithner Park and on beautiful Catawba River and Lake Hickory. And Bob Lackey, who's a great local businessman, is donating to the city a multi-million-dollar set of facilities that will be housed at what is now kind of an underutilized property, and really give us as Hickory residents an opportunity to have better access to this beautiful lake and river. In terms of where we are in the process, 2 weeks ago, the Hickory City Council had a joint meeting with the Parks and Recreation Commission, and there they saw the renderings that the architect has done. And we have two really fantastic facilities that will kind of be in this area right over our shoulder here. There will be a conservatory, kind of an indoor garden, and a smaller event space kind of up the hill. And then right here where we are connecting to the water will actually be a very large event space with some outdoor seating coming down to the water. And then this fishing pier that we're actually standing on right now will be replaced with a much larger entertainment pier that will sit out in the water. Will be an opportunity for bands and music and other events to take place right here on the water.
That sounds wonderful. How many people roughly you think can maybe come out to this event area? I was thinking a couple hundred or so.
Yeah, several hundred. Actually, the plan has continued to grow as Mr. Lackey's gotten more and more involved and excited about what's going on. The event space is going to be able to accommodate about 500 people between the indoor and outdoor. And those plans, as I mentioned, are moving along very well. The conceptual plans are just about complete. City staff's been involved making sure that we understand what's there. And how it's going to work is Mr. Lackey is actually going to be given from the city a construction easement. So he will be able to build the facilities, and then they'll be granted back to the city, so the city will own them, and of course they'll be on the city-owned property here on the lake. And then a conservatory, a conservancy will actually be created, which is a nonprofit organization which will allow the Lackey family to go out in the community and raise additional donations and funds which can be used both to maintain the facility but also to grow it into the future. So it's really exciting, the long-term perspective that we're taking with the project, and this will be really the first exciting thing to come up out of the ground. I anticipate sometime this summer all of the legal documents and agreements between the Lackey family and the city being completed, and then Mr. Lackey will be turned loose to start work.
That's wonderful, and it from the conceptual drawings looks beautiful. You know, there's a canopy walk over to the conservatory, straight from this event space. So I know we're very excited about seeing this kickoff and groundbreaking. And when do you think it might be finished for the citizens to come out and enjoy?
Yeah, that's a great question. Probably a little too early yet to say when it will be finished definitively, but I think we'll see a lot of it being done in 2016, and maybe toward the end of that time frame, at least components of it will be finished and available for the community. Okay,
so a lot of this is going to be changing. It'll look very different.
Yeah, completely. A complete overhaul of what we have here now, and really, again, taking this older, underutilized, yet perfect location, underutilized piece of property for the city, and turning it into really a fantastic asset for the whole region. Yes, we're very thankful to the Lackey family for this project. Yeah, Bob has just been great to deal with. Bob and Rob Lackey, they're just a wonderful, again, local business family. It's been a great partnership.
Well, we know that this is not necessarily a bond project, but this is a great kickoff to our bond project. So do you want to update us a little bit on where we're at with the bonds?
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you, Danny. You're right. This is going to kind of be the kickoff for the Riverwalk. And so just to remind everybody, in November last year, the voters of Hickory, by a wide margin, approved $40 million in bonds. And that's to support 4 major projects. One is the Riverwalk, which again will have its kind of genesis here at the Deidre Lackey Memorial Garden, and move up the river, if you will, into Burke County toward the 321 Bridge, ultimately to the baseball stadium. The second project is what we're calling a City Walk, so think about connecting Lenore-Rhine University into the downtown, and ultimately through the downtown, and ultimately to connect up with the Riverwalk. So you really have got this fantastic linear park and trail that will kind of ring the city. The third project is looking at all of our major gateways throughout the city, both doing what we call marquee types of signage or gateway signage, but also just cleaning up the roadways, doing what we call streetscapes, so really making them more aesthetically pleasing. And then the last is a business park that the city and the county are jointly involved in, which is just over 250 acres that sit behind CVCC. It's already under option from the city and the county, so we'll have the opportunity to do development there and to bring new companies or help local companies expand.
And we have, I know with the bond projects, we have a commission that has begun, and it's a 42-member commission made up of lots of people from our community, as well as somebody from each of our boards and commissions. So do you want to give a little update of where they're at and what they've been doing as well, and what their purpose is?
Yeah, so the commission is off and running. They had their first big meeting with all of them. We gave them an update on where we are. We've hired an engineering firm called Freeze & Nichols to really help us scope out these projects, get a sense of how big they can be, how much each of them might cost, kind of get a better budget for each of them. The bond commission then broke into smaller subcommittees around each of the projects. Now, the 1764 Business Park is not under the purview of the bond commission because it's, again, a joint project with the city and the county, and much more going to be governed and run by the Economic Development Corporation. But the bond commission subcommittees are already meeting. They're rolling up their sleeves, doing a lot of great work. They're out doing some touring. Really going to do a great job, I think, over the next several months of really helping us design these wonderful public assets.
So they're gonna be very involved in a lot of these present ideas to council to be able to have them make the final decisions.
Yeah, that's right. Thank you. Their job is advisory. So City Council wants lots of input from the Bond Commission. Plus we've got some great web tools, and we'll be doing other things, some community charrettes, etc., as we start really getting into the planning phases to get lots of feedback from the public, so that ultimately when City Council approves the design and the scope of these great projects, they'll have gotten really good feedback from the community, and we believe build something that the city, the community will really love.
Well, we're excited. There's lots happening, and we're very excited to see the next 5 to 10 years and all that's going to go on with these bond projects, as well as this wonderful park that's behind us. But stay tuned, because we have more information always online at hickorync.gov. You can go to the upper right-hand corner, click on the bond information icon, and that'll take you to the bond page, and you can get all kinds of information, everything that Mick's been talking about. We keep updated news that's out there, so make sure you check that out as well. Thank you, Mick.
Thank you, Dana. My pleasure.